Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I will be teaching you how to play Chopin's Prelude, Opus 28, number 20. The first thing that you should know is the C minor scale, and it's like this. And we're gonna base the learning on the left hand. So the Prelude starts with a C here in octaves. So you have C, C, right below middle C, and what we'll do here is add the first chord of the scale. So we have here C minor, and what Chopin will do is add an extra G, and we have the first chord of the first measure. So we have this. Okay? So for the first chord I like to start with pedal already. So you can put the pedal down and then punch it right after so that you don't start so dry. Okay? After that we could base the next chord on the bass F. So we have the bass F here, and what we'll do is go to the fourth chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and right here you have an F minor 7 with the E flat, and what we'll do is flip all these notes below, and now once we're here we get rid of the F and double up the A flat, and the melody is on top. So we'll have this chord. If you group both of them, you have this, and all you do is move to the F and raise these two notes A flat. Okay? Pedaling again, we keep it down before we start, we go. Now once you're ready to play here, you do up down on the chord. Okay? Now let's continue. We could also base the next one on a G here, and we're gonna find out what the chord is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna use this chord, which is a G augmented, and we do the same procedure. We bring all these notes here to the area that we're playing, and we double up the G. Okay? So we have this. Now we have 3 chords there. So once last time, so up down on the pedal, up down on the pedal. Okay? Now the augmented usually resolve to a major chord here. So what we'll do is lower this, and we'll get here a G7, and we're gonna still consider part of the 5th chord. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna add those 2 notes, D and F, which makes a G7. You can see there. So a little tension here, and then it starts to resolve, and we get back to C minor. In this case, the C minor C, we had this chord before, we just flipped it, put the E flat below, and we have the first measure there. Okay? Notice that we went back to the 1 chord through the inversions. Now let me play this measure. So we have C minor to F minor 7, augmented, G7 to C minor. You notice that the bass is C, and we added an extra G in it. What you could do is, if you are a beginner, you could split the notes from the bottom up. First chord, you move 1 note. Also this chord is very close there. We have these 2 notes, and then we have, that's it. So you should play this loud, and let's try it. So yo, release here a little bit. Okay? Now we did all that based on the 1 chord, C minor, the 4th chord, F minor 7, the 5th chord, G augmented, which we also transform it to a G7, and back to C minor, the 1. So the progression will be 1, 4, 5, and 1 again. Okay? Let's continue now, and there's gonna be a change of scales. So instead of working on C minor, we're gonna go here to A flat major. Okay? And if we play it, we're gonna use this scale. Okay? So this next measure, we're gonna think on that. So first chord of the scale is A, so we're gonna punch here A flat on the bass, and what we'll do, first chord of the scale is right here. We could add an E flat, and there we double the melody, and that's what we have. So one chord just with an extra E flat there. So and we kind of aim the hand towards the E flat on the top, and all these chords can be done with an up down movement each time. Up to relax and play, up to relax and play. Okay, now next chord, you notice the bass is a D flat, and we go 1 2 3 4 the scale here, and what we'll do is inversions again, and that's what this is. So done there. So we play both of them A flat. Alright, let's continue here. Okay, notice here we got to E flat, and you can see it here. That's what he put. Now we're gonna think a little bit. So we went 1 4, right? Now we're gonna go to the fifth chord. 1 2 3 4 5. He based this on an E flat 7. So the E flat 7, you have D flat from these notes, you have E flat, you have G and E flat. So that's your chord. And what he did afterwards is add that C to instigate a little bit of tension in it. Alright? So we have all those notes. I use the thumb here, a little bit sideways like this, G, C, and E flat, and we add the bass. Okay? Now you can see here, we're gonna use the B flat and D from the E flat 7. So remember the E flat 7 was like this. So we took those two notes for the melody line there, the quicker notes, and we get back to A flat this way. It's kind of the same procedure. Okay, so we did 1 4 5 1. Okay, so we have this. A little bit at the end. Okay, now same thing that we did for the right hand, you can split them. A flat major, E flat, you split all of this E flat 7 with the C in it, melody line to E flat to inversion on A flat. Okay, do them that so you can do them gradually there. Okay, it's a very nice exercise, this prelude, for the pedaling, which is always up down when you punch the chord. So let's say I start with pedal. Right when I'm gonna play up down, up down, up down, up down. A little bit quicker there. Open up now, major. Okay, you always have to have present the melody. Da, da, da. Make sure you sing that. It's very important. So that way these chords don't become static. Let's continue now to the third measure. And now here, remember that I discussed the fifth chord like this. Well, what he'll do is use the G7 instead, or G. And the bass note is going to dictate that. We have a G there. And if you bring all these notes below, like this, all of them down, we have this. And then you have the G7 because you have G, D, F, B, and D. So we have this chord. Alright? Now from there, you can think it's a G. When you play G many times, G is part of also C major. That's why we have a C7 here. So let's say we could build a C7 within the scale of G. So G is right here, first chord, and also C7 is there. So what he'll do is, let's open this up and bring it all the way down, let's say like this, and then add an extra note. And the bass is gonna switch to CC on the bass. So we have this. So we have G7, C7. Now here we're gonna go to F minor to C minor. So notice the F minor was 1, 2, 3, 4, F minor there. We have an F on the bass, and these notes again we flip them. We grab those two notes and we add the melody again, that melody is outside the chord instigates, and then the F, you see the F minor clear there, and then we get C minor, which is the inversion. Alright? So our third measure will be increase the volume. Okay? And you have the passing tone there, right there. Like, now if I count at the same time, we could do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, more sound. 3 and 4. Okay? Now, because G, if you go to the fifth chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have a D7. So this is what we're gonna use. So the bass is gonna do D, A, D, and the right hand is gonna do an inversion of that, like this. That's what you have here. Now we're gonna go to G major, like we did before. Different inversion, you can see there. First chord. We're gonna do the D7 inverted, so we're gonna do this. And then we resolve back to G. Alright, so bass notes, we have this with an A in the middle. We have the G for G major. We have the D for D7, and then back to G. The chords for this, some of them are flipped like this. You have a D7, you have a G, you have a D7 flipped with the C and the D with the thumb, passing tone to G, inversion again. So we'll play it. And you could do the same exercise that we did. Always wait until there to change the pedal. Alright? So let's play these 4 measures. So we have increase the volume a little bit if you can. Release hardy. More now. More in this chord. Now we're gonna go down a little bit. Build up. More. Even more now. More. Make sure you're relaxed. That's it. Now we get to a piano area, which is fairly simple. You're gonna have this bass C, C, B, B flat. So it's doing chromatic scale descending until you get to E. So now when we have C, we'll put E flat and G. C minor chord, first chord of the scale. Now he moves this hand up right here to C, but also raises the G to an A flat. And with that way we get to an A flat chord there. Now the next one we have this, which I like to think as a B diminished. So we have this. The F passing tone to G minor over B flat. You can see the G minor there inside, but he just did the B flat, and then this on top. So let's play that measure again, the 5th measure. So we have piano, piano, we move one note. Da, da. Okay, now here we go kind of like an A minor, we don't know that right there. It's fairly simple this. Now we have the D7, you can see it there, D7, we discussed it before. It's open now. I can say this is a D7 over A flat. Now we're gonna go to G major, and we do passing tone again to G7 there. Now let's split those 2 measures. So we have I'm playing a little bit louder, but remember that it's piano. Alright, let's play it. Always top note. Okay, now we go back to C minor. So we have E flat and C, G, C here. F minor. You can see the chord inside. G major to C minor. So I'll split it now. Try to bring the top note. Okay, now we have. Now we go to A flat. We played this before to D flat. The only difference is this G7 here. We're gonna add the E flat as a melody and resolve there. Let's play this for measures slightly. Crescendo a little bit, even though it's piano, a little bit crescendo, diminuendo. Now the next part is repeats the same, but so we have this very piano, lighter, and sometimes you could blend in two chords at once. Leave it and change it. Leave the pedal until the next chord, change it. It's all the same. We end here and emphasize C minor at the end. I hope this video was helpful, and if you enjoyed, subscribe. Also, thank you very much. I know my support is from Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee.